Hello, slimy circlers. Yeah, I'm going to doing this one here a live broadcast of me unboxing the uh, Warlords Test of Honor. We mirrored backwards. Warlords Test of Honor main wargame set. Had this on order. Managed to go and be able to get it yesterday. Um, Yeah, I haven't got any viewers at the minute. I'm not particularly expecting any, if truth being said. But I want to do a live unboxing just for something different and something to do on a Saturday afternoon, other than watch telly, basically. So here we have the box there. It's still shrink wrapped. I haven't cracked the shrink wrap yet. I'm going to do that in a bit. Just having a look at the box. It's got the standard Test of Honor artwork on the front with the the samurai and an Ashikaru there with a spear. Not much on the sides really, just artwork and stuff like that. The main action happens on the back with basically here's what you get in the box. So it's got some writing. So Test of Honor, the samurai miniatures game. The emperor is weak and challenged by the might of the shogun. The clan lords align themselves with one side or the other, taking advantage of the turmoil to settle old grudges and seize new territory. They're loyal samurai, consummate warriors trained in the art of the blade, must do their bidding without question. Test of Honor is a skirmish war game played with a force of between 5 and 20 models, led by a samurai hero. During each bloody battle, you will learn new skills and be tempted by the path of deceit and trickery, the ultimate test of honor. And then obviously we've got a picture here of a typical layout of a battlefield, just using sort of flat cardboard counters. I'm not sure whether they come in the game, but it does explain what you get in the box. In the box you get 35 detailed miniatures, and being as I've bought a box of samurai already, the miniatures are really good quality. Very good, very good quality, and because they're plastic and they're more posable as well. Some of them even have articulated waists, so that you can turn the waist of the figure, after you've painted it, which is pretty good. I've not seen that in Wargames miniatures before. It's a pretty good idea. It'd be good if they did that with like arms and stuff like that. And let me see. So yeah, 35 inches, 10 Test of Honor combat dice, which are used. At first, I thought the game system would be a little bit like Bolt Action, which is another game made by Warlords, who made this game. But it's not the dice that you get. You see, with Bolt Action, what you do is you place your dice or your side's dice in a bag, and your opponent's dice in a bag. You shake it up, and then you draw at the beginning of each thing. You draw a dice out of the bag, and if it's yours, you get to go. If it's your opponent's, they get to go, and then you keep going until the bag's empty. And then once that bag's empty, it's the end of the turn. This one operates on a slightly different method. The dice are give you boosts in combat and stuff like that. Let me just have a look here, because I just had a message. I sent a link out, but strange. Sent a link out, and someone says they've tried using the link, and it's not available. Let me just have a look here. Chat, screen share, camera, control room. Let me just have a look in the control room, see if the link. It's not often I do live streaming, and usually when I send a link out, to people, I've invited a couple of people to come and watch if they come and participate if they want. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there's Kelly. There you go. The link wasn't
I made it.
Yeah. I've just done my preamble there. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking to myself basically at the moment because I've got no viewers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, now I am watching and I am here.
Oh, right. It says no viewers. Mind
Well,
you.
that's because the video wouldn't load for me. So I was like, dang it. I gotta try to make this Hangout link work.
Right.
Discord Hangout links do not work for my phone. I have to copy and paste them into
Yeah.
the actual internet website thing. And because I've upped my security for my phone, I now have to wait and then
Yeah.
get a text to Google to text me to be like, this is you. Now go.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, anyways, I was just having a ramble about the thing. I've done the preamble thing. I'm just having a ramble about what it says you get in the box. Um, I don't know. I don't know whether you know much about wargaming or Kelly, but so I say just
Nope.
the thing here. I mean, yeah, it says there you get you know the miniatures and the dice. 10 special plastic multi-bases, which are just basically bases that you can put more than one figure on. It's up to 3. And then it says you get 21 blue faction cards, which you know what you use for recruiting your army, so that your army is based on cards rather than using an army list. 21
Ooh.
fifth faction, so you know they're supposed to represent the good and evil, because you can play the entire game just out of the contents of this box. You don't really need any add-ons, or you know, I can buy add-ons. 6 injury cards, 10 dishonor cards. You can do anything naughty. 23 skill cards, gaming markers, and terrain markers. So you've got markers there for special effects and stuff like that that happen on the game field. So that's basically it. It's just got what call it on the back there with the stuff in. And the miniatures are made by Wargames Factory, and the game is produced by Warlords Games. So without further ado, I think we'll get the old knife out and I'll crack it open.
Yay.
Yeah, so.
Is this like one of those nerdy board games?
No, it's well, yes and no. It's what they call it. It's like it's a tabletop game, but it's not a board game. If you know what I mean. It's got individual miniatures and stuff like that. So you don't
Like
have,
Monopoly?
yeah, but you don't have to use the same miniatures all the time. You'll see when I get it open. So run the old knife along there. Oh, that's the shrink wrap. Oh, off it comes.
I opened up a rat cage yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I was waiting like 3 days for it to arrive. And then I'm at work, so they drop it off on my porch. So I call my nephew. I'm like, put it together for me. Apparently, it was broken.
That's good.
So I had to wait
Broken in
till
transit or broken in
like wires were like not connected.
oh right. Well you can
There's a wire cage.
yeah, you can sort that out. You need to bend them back in and a bit of hot glue or solder and that's it fixed. So here goes the thing, yeah. So I'll pop the shrink back off. So I'm gonna open the box and we're gonna get that new game smell that you always get. Oh, oh, it's lovely. That smell that you get from a new game, you know, the sort of mixture of
Plastic and foam.
yeah, well, ink and plastic and everything like that, and paper, you know, new paper that no one's ever touched or anything like that before. So
Oh, it's like an orgasm in my nostrils.
yeah, yeah. So we've come up with a box, and the first thing on top is the Test of Honor main rule book, which basically explains how to play and everything like that. The thing on the back just gives a quick rundown of the sort of weapons that you get in the game and what type of attack it is and what damage it is. So I've already got the pre-release rule book that was digital version, but it's always nice to have the main rule book there. Then we've got another book or booklet as a battle guide. I presume this is scenarios and stuff like that, or is it just a quick? Yeah, it's a quick start how to play thing. So it's just basic rules describing scenarios and quick play rules so that you can get straight into playing. And it still has that new book smell. It's lovely.
Ooh.
Then we have I've already got a couple of these. We have these sheets which show you how to assemble the models and basically how to put them together as you.
You have to put them together yourself?
Yeah, that's part of the fun of it, and you have to paint them. There's one there for the samurai. I mean, the last one was Ashigari missile troops, which you can arm them either with bows or muskets.
Monopoly was never so expectant of such things.
Yeah, but Monopoly is a different sort of game, though, isn't it? Okay,
Yay.
and then we've got the sheep ball if you want to assemble some samurai, different versions of them. Like we've got one here, you know, swords, and then a picture on the back there showing with banners and spears and stuff like that. And then finally, we've got another sheet with the Ashigaru Yari troops, which are spearmen. So you guys with, particularly guys with spears, banners, and musician as well. This guy is basically a musician. So he's got the drumsticks in his hand. So yeah, so that's the instructions for assembling. So we move on to the next bit, which is a nice big block of cardboard. And yeah, still got it. Basically this is your terrain markers. You have some huts here, houses and stuff, and then walls, and it's reversible as well. So you've got a burnt out house, burnt out thing, and basically a pile of rubble. For if a house has been burnt down, and bushes and fences and stuff like that there. So that's not bad. Cardboard terrain markers are all right. But the real thing's better. The proper terrain is better. Then we've got another cardboard sheet here with the game markers and everything in it. Treasure chests, obviously. So some of the scenarios will be, gathering treasure, and then we've got a few more bits of terrain here, just some stone walls, gates, and corners, things like that. So it's okay. Right then. So we've taken the top layer off, and we're now down to the main contents of the box. So first off, we've got pack of cards here, which will be all the cards that said on the back, the recruitment card, and you can see here we've got a samurai hero card. Going by the other cards that I've got with the samurai box set, there will be weapons and squad cards and stuff like that, each with a value at the top corner here, so that you can agree on points for an army. That's quite a thick deck, but then again, I was expecting a thick deck in the main game anyway. We have the multi-bases, which, like I said, you can get 3 guys on. Can't see properly for the glare here, but we've got a big pack of multi-bases. Each one takes 3 guys. So if you buy groups of archers, you put a group of 3 archers in there, or 3 spearmen, or 3 musketmen, or something like that. Not bad. Then the combat dice come in a little Ziploc baggie. So like I say, you use during the combat phase to give you guys boosts and shit like that. And then finally, the main deal. We have, just dig it out, the box to the side, we have the miniatures and bases. Bases are just bases, they're just round plastic circles, basically for you guys to stand on. But we have here the sprues. Now, because this is a Wargames factory, they have a thing where they put little slots in the side of the bases so that your sprues stack. So, look, I can hold the bottom on like that, they don't hang around, which is really good for packaging and transport, because like Games Workshop doesn't do that. A lot of companies that do plastic sprues don't do that, and you end up with legs and arms and stuff like that breaking off in the box, and when you open the boxes, the bits fall out and you can never find them. So sometimes you can end up, but having the sprues locked together like this is a really good idea, so that your stuff doesn't get broken. But yeah, we've got
It's your soldier holder.
Oh, yeah.
God, I can't say words together.
Yeah, the 7 sprues here, which it says there is enough to make 35 miniatures for use in the game. Here on the top sprue will get out, have parts on to make samurai, because you've got like armored chest plates, and there's a coat there to donate your to like the rich guy in charge would wear a sort of coat thing. Helmets and stuff like that on this bit here to for your samurai guys. Banners, arms, and you've got some katanas to be worn on the belt, naginatas, spears, unsheathed katanas, if you want to put guys in action poses, and then some tanto down here if you want the guy to have a drawn katana but a tanto still tucked into his belt. We've got here, archers, and what we got? Yeah, this is just archers. We've got parts to make archers here, bows, guys in coolie hats, and guys with top knots. Solid armor, armor plate for the chest, a couple of ribbed armor, sort of armor plating, arms and stuff. There's also stuff on here to make musicians, the arms for the drummer guy, and quivers for for arrows and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. What's next? Another archer sprue, which is we've got the same on as the last one. So it's thing. Oh, here we are, spearmen. Got stuff here to make spearmen, which is basically the same kind of bodies as archers, but there are long spears on here. There's two sorts of spears that come with the things. There's short spears, and then there's these long, really long ones that are more like pikes than not pikes. I can't think of the word at the moment. But this one does include the flag, the main flag of for your army. I've already got one of those painted. I think we've got one painted around here. Where is it? It's just behind here. Painted the guy as though he's in a running position. Don't know if the camera will be able to focus on that because it's a crap camera. I've got the guy painted as though he's in a running position, which unfortunately makes him a little bit unbalanced. So I'm going to have to stick some milliput at the back of his base to stop him from falling over. But yeah, that flag is painted on. I painted all the Japanese characters on both sides there myself. I didn't cheat, use transfers. That's basically the army's motto. So the flag, basically the flag carrier or Hatamoto in game, gives you like morale bonuses and stuff like that. Ooh. There we go. Put that back. So yeah, we'll go on to the next one. It's another sprue of spearmen equipment and stuff like that. And another, obviously the bulk of armies were made up of spearmen, mainly spearmen backed up by archers and musketeers. Speaking of which, I haven't seen any muskets in here. That's weird, because the last sprue is another spear sprue. Oh, I missed the musketeers. Nope, can't see any. Well, it won't be on there. Muskets. Oh no, there's none on there. It's weird because the picture shows you some guys with muskets.
Why would there be muskets in the fantasy world?
It's not fantasy. It's based on Japanese stuff during the Edo and Sengoku. Oh, there is some muskets there.
Oh, okay.
There is some muskets there, but no. The other box of samurai I got had actually got arms with muskets on them. Like already holding muskets, so I didn't have to cut and convert miniatures to hold muskets. But this one only has 4 muskets included with it, which is a bit of a bummer, unless there's some on the other one as well. Oh yeah, there is. So I've got 8. I can make up to 8 musketeers if I want. Yeah, it's one of those common things about samurai. There's like, samurai didn't do it themselves using, firearms and stuff like that. When they did, because samurai like to win battles, and you don't win battles by not using the best weapons. And it takes years and years of skilled training to become an archer, whereas anybody can pick up a musket and learn how to fire and reload it fairly reliably, in the space of about an hour. As long as you can remember to pour your powder down the barrel, ram a ball in, put a bit of powder in the pan, and then cock the musket and fire it. Or if it's a matchlock, you have to keep your match burning. But there were muskets, blokes who used muskets, back in the old sort of Edo period, both during and before the Tokugawa shogunate. Tokugawa Ieyasu was quite happy to use muskets. He even had guys who were sort of trained snipers, even though muskets weren't terribly accurate. He used snipers as basically a way of picking people off with dubious amounts of success. But there were no rifles back in those days. So that's basically everything that's contained in the box, and it's a really good for the price paid. The average price for this is about £30, which is not bad for a starter game, especially a kind of a squad-based skirmish game. There are other squad-based skirmish games out there that cost a lot more. Most of them made by Games Workshop, but there we are. So yeah, I've got some boxes. I'm quite pleased with this. I'm going to get round to putting the guys together and sitting and having a look through these cards. I mean, I'll look through the cards while I fuck it. But I found out apparently Games Workshop are getting sued for $62 million by some guy in Florida.
Wait. What?
Yeah, there's a guy, and basically what it was is he owned a chain of independent game stores that stocked Games Workshop products. I mean, I'm only speaking sort of third hand here because I watched a video about it yesterday, but it was a lawsuit that was filed about 2 months ago, and people's only just noticed it. And what it is this guy's suing them for a combination of lost earnings, because Games Workshop seem to have this habit of, what they'll do is they'll allow independent game shops to stock their products, but they will restrict the products that they can sell. And if you place a pre-order for their product, they may not ship them to you on the day of release, when people are expecting to come into the store and buy them. Or they may restrict the amount of things they sell. For example, if you've got 10 customers wanting a certain product, they may only ship 2 items of that. So what you've got is customers coming in and find out that the product that they were expecting to be able to buy has already been bought because the store that they went into only have 2 available. Whereas if you go to the Games Workshop, they'll have plenty in stock. So it's like a kind of attempt at monopolizing, if you know what I mean. They'll restrict stock to shops in order to drum up business for their own shops and their own online ordering service, if you catch my drift. Some of the other things the guy's suing over is possession of intellectual property. It's like the guy notes numerous things in his claim that Games Workshop doesn't really own the rights to in any way, and these rights aren't genericized, so they shouldn't really be using them. But he's worked out basically that lost earnings for both himself and other, sort of wargame stores in the US, because this lawsuit's restricted only to the US. But it's their basic Games Workshop sort of third-party reseller practices are harming people's businesses and forcing them to close down. And then their attempt to basically monopolize the wargames business is quite harmful to, independent sellers. He's arrived at the figure of 62 million by basically saying that, this money will go to all wargame shops that have had to close down, basically split between the owners of wargame shops that join him in the claim. Because obviously they've been put out of business by Games Workshop practices. Whether that lawsuit goes anywhere, I don't know. One of the other things is that he's said about Games Workshop's return policy. They don't honour their return policy on the website, because according to their return policy, you can return any Games Workshop product to store for an exchange at any time without any question. But Workshop have not been honouring that policy. So if they're not honouring the policy, then it's unfair when people bring things back to the store and they can't get a return on them. But it'd be interesting to see how that one goes, because Games Workshop, I don't know. There's things happening at Games Workshop. I mean, I don't buy stuff from Games Workshop at all or very often because it's far too expensive. It's like I say, Warlords stuff, Bolt Action, Test of Honor is a lot cheaper, and it's just the same quality. And in many ways, the games they produce are a lot better. I've opened this pack of cards here. I'm just having a quick leaf through them. We've got the recruitment cards here. For building an army. An injury card. So if your particular character gets an injury, this counts as like a blow to his stats. Like this one is arm injury. This samurai suffers -1 to his aim, so it makes it harder to hit. So obviously, if you can't use your arm, you can't aim your bow or your weapon properly. A couple more recruitment cards. Another injury card. It's weird how the stack was stacked. They're like 2 recruitment cards and 1 injury card. Torso injury. This samurai suffers -1 strength. 2 more recruitment cards. Head injury, which says this samurai suffers -1 to his wit score. So basically, he's had a crack on the head and it's made him a bit daft. What have we got here? Exceptional armor. This looks like some sort of bonus card. If an enemy's damage roll against the samurai does not include any sword on that dice, it counts as glanced off and does not cause damage. So, like a buff. These are demerits. These injury cards are demerits, and this one is a buff sort of thing. So more bowman, more bowling. Debt owed, another buff card. When you gain this card, choose to take any skill card with the coin keyword from any of your opponent's samurai and give it to one of yours. If no coin card is available, you gain nothing, discard this card. So a card there that allows you to pinch buffs from other characters, not other characters on the opposing team. More recruitment, another buff card, commanding presence. More recruitment cards, another buff. More recruitment cards, plenty of recruitment cards here. So you got taking defensive drills, another buff. Recruitment, proud troops buff. Recruitment, issue challenge. Oh, that one was issue challenge. From now on, the samurai and the enemy samurai hero gain +1 die to their melee strike rolls when they fight each other. They both suffer -1 die on their strike value when attacking anybody else. So that's basically, I challenge you to a one-on-one duel. That's pretty cool. Yeah. More recruitment, inspiring speech, musket, musician, map of the area. It's a buff.
Oh.
Military scholar increases your test of wit score. Now here we are. Weapon upgrades. So you can give your samurai a bow if you want. Local guide, which is a buff. A dishonor card. The next time any warrior in your force makes a test of honor, you lose 1 dice. That card is, basically a dishonor card. Well, it's got a picture of a tanto prepared for seppuku on it with the, the knife with a cloth wrapped around it so you can hold the blade. Something. Perfect aim buff. Banner bearer. Oh, another dishonor card. Oh, it's the same as the other one. Defensive form buff. Sergeant recruitment card. Another dishonor. Oh god, all these dishonors are the same. It's just you lose 1 dice when making any test of honor. Buff, musician, dishonor. Oh, is this a buff? Tough eye. Oh, this one's a card here. It's got multiple effects on it. When the samurai suffers a heavy wound, roll a dice. Follow the result applies instead. If you roll a combat dice and get 2 swords, you only take a light wound with 1 damage. 1 sword, 2 damage. No swords, he dies immediately, and with the X on, you die immediately. So I suppose that allows you to shrug off wounds if you're really lucky, I suppose. Another recruitment card, another dishonor. There should be a dishonor card for, like, guy has to commit seppuku immediately kind of thing. That'll be it. Another buff, knockdown. Oh, that's not bad. If you take a melee damage roll, your opponent has not been cut down. You may take a test of strength. If the test is passed, your opponent is knocked down. So I presume that makes you stun an opponent's character. Another weapon card with a bow. Another dishonor card. Another buff. Samurai hero. Another dishonor card. What's this one? An agility test. Oh yeah, another buff basically to increase your thing. Dishonor. Deflect arrow. That would be pretty cool. As long as a warrior has actions remaining to use this turn, he can attempt to avoid a shot from an arrow or a thrown weapon without using any action. That's pretty cool. Basically him, like using his sword to deflect arrows or bullets or something like that. That's pretty badass. Yeah. Well, that's the thing they did it on. Was it on Mythbusters where they went to see if the katana could deflect a bullet, and all that happened was it did deflect the bullet, but it shattered the sword. So instead of getting damage from being shot, you got damage from flying shrapnel.
But back then, samurai swords were made from magical rock.
Oh yeah, magical rock, and like if you had a katana, it was
Valyrian steel.
Yeah, made out of magic steel that never breaks and stuff like that.
Trap the souls of your enemies.
Yeah, suck out the souls when you kill them and all sorts. Yeah, or the sword had a mind of its own and could make anyone into an ultimate swordsman.
And doing sambuku or whatever.
Yeah,
you said it was the kill yourself thing.
Yeah,
and then all the souls go out of the sword.
Yeah,
and are free.
Another buff. lots of buffs in here. And then thing there. Oh, another injury card, leg injury. So we've got injuries for both arms, the head, the torso, and now we're onto the leg. Oh, Master Forged weapon.
Oh boy.
+1 die to your damage. Another thing there, and we have another leg injury card. And final card is a quest card. That's pretty cool. A quest card, unbeaten. You win 3 battles in a row, and you get this card, which I presume increases your honor value. But yeah, that's not bad. It's a shame that the only buff, the only extra weapon cards are bows. But then again, your main samurai character wouldn't really be using a musket. I suppose there is a card in there somewhere that allows you to have a samurai with spear. I mean, what I was going to do was I've already built some samurai spearmen, and there's different variations of different levels of spearmen in here. So I was going to use them as like expert spearmen or something like that, because they're samurai as opposed to guys wearing coolie hats. But yeah, so we've got a lot of cards there. That's the recruitment cards in there for both red and blue factions if you're just playing straight out of the box. Injury cards, little thin wedge there. Buff cards, quite good. Only 2 weapon upgrade cards and a big pile of dishonor cards that are all basically the same. I don't know exactly how these work, but once I've read through the rulebook properly, I will be able to figure that out. So yeah, not a bad game. Not bad for what you get out of the box. It's really nice for the price paid for it. So I say the average retail price here in the UK for it is about £30 to £35, although you can probably find it cheaper somewhere online, but I haven't. Yeah, quite impressed with that. Look forward to putting the samurai together, giving them a good paint. I mean, like I say, I've already painted some guys, if I can get them out here. Got some archers here that I painted on one of the multi-bases. You can't see them because the camera refuses to focus because it's a rubbish, just normal basic webcam. See if we can. No, won't focus. It's only got, I think it's got a focal length, a fixed focal length.
They kind of look like little green gremlins.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's I tried to decide on the color of uniform for the thingy guys. I mean, that's one of my samurai that I've built. He's got nice sort of shiny red armor with gold trim on it.
I was going to say paint one red.
Yeah, well, I'll say I've got this one here. He's red with the I based the look of him on The Last Samurai.
You could do Game of Thrones house colors.
Oh, fuck that.
There you go.
I hate Game of Thrones. Yeah.
You already did red and gold. You might as well go all of them.
Yeah, but I based this one's look on Tom Cruise's armor in The Last Samurai, which is one of my favorite films.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, I put that one on, and then I've got the the Hatamoto that I did. Got a guy here I painted up. He's got a Naginata. He's I've given him a name, and he's like the general of the armies. So the Taisho.
Is it Roy?
You are?
Is it Roy?
No, it's not. It's Gongdenki. As you see, because he's the general of the armies. I've painted him in the same color scheme as the men, so that he's like their general. So he fits in with the guys kind of thing. And then the other two guys, the other guys I've got are samurai, because the samurai could basically wear whatever color armor they wanted as long as they displayed what we call it, loyalty to the family house. I mean, this is the guy who I've decided to be my daimyo, lord of the army. You can't see him very well, but he's wearing black armor with silver trim, and he's got a purple, like purple over kimono, and he's holding a fan as well because the fan was kind of a symbol, same as like generals and stuff have swagger sticks, the little stick that they wave around and put under their arm. Japanese samurai used to have things like fans and walking sticks and stuff like that, which they used as a kind of a symbol of authority. And the walking sticks were quite often used to hit people with that displeased them. So have I got any more? Oh, the only other one I've got is the one I've already showed you, my Hatamoto. He's in a reverse color scheme of the red samurai I've got. Instead of having red armor with black thing, he's got black armor with red, like a red undershirt and everything like that on, and a silver trim on his helmet. Red swords as well, red sword scabbards, sort of thing. So I'm gonna, like I say, I can use the contents of this box to expand my army. So I've got things, because I've got some that I haven't painted yet. I've got a unit of musket men, a unit of samurai spearmen that I'm currently painting there here. This is my half painted unit of samurai spearmen, painted in the same colours as the general. There we are, but then I've got some musket men, musician, and stuff like that to paint as well as some just some standard Ashigaru spearmen. So yeah, so that's the unboxing of the Test of Honor main wargame set. I haven't had any viewers for this at all, but maybe I'll get some people look at this in the, when it's not live, and maybe some people will say, "Oh yeah, that's cool," but nah.
Well, hey, at least you weren't alone.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's what I say. So I'd like to thank Casual Cali for coming. Do you want to give yourself a shout out?
I am Casual Cali.
Jeez,
I am on the YouTubes.
on the YouTubes, and she's also on Twitter as well under Casual Cali, aren't you?
Yep.
Yep. So go and check out her Twitter and her YouTube channel, and you got a PayPal or anything like that?
If you are sub to PewDiePie, please sub to me.
I didn't think PewDiePie got a YouTube channel anymore.
Does he? I don't know. I haven't watched him in months.
I know that they said that they'd done lots and lots of horrible things to him because he was a Nazi or something, because they don't understand the difference between a joke and a joke and being serious. But he I don't know. I think somewhere it said like that. He'd had his network had kicked him off or sacked him or whatever, and his YouTube Red channel got cancelled. But whether he's still making videos, I don't know, because I haven't heard anything about PewDiePie for quite some time. So I don't know what he's doing.
I thought he just uploaded videos like yesterday.
Did he? I don't know. I'm not sub to PewDiePie because I don't like it.
He uploads every day.
Oh right, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, but it's like I said, I don't watch PewDiePie because I don't particularly like his stuff. But
in fact, one of the ones he recently did was him and his friends playing games, I think.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's what I say. I don't.
Yeah, they were.
Stuff, but if he's made a success of himself on YouTube, then more power to him. It's just a shame that YouTube and Google and all that are arseholes. But yeah. So anyway, I'm going to bring this one to an end now. 45 minutes, I think, is enough for an unboxing video. So yeah, so thanks a lot, Callie, for coming in. And if anybody's watching this in the future, you can find me on Twitter at the Twitter thing that's given in the blowjob bar down below. And if you're feeling particularly generous, you can donate to my PayPal. That tip jar kind of thing. At this moment, at time of recording, I'm trying to get a better microphone so that when I do streams, I can have better sound quality. And long-term goals is to get camera and other stuff as well, better webcam than the one that's included with this, because as you can see, I'm grainy as fuck, and it doesn't have a very nice focal distance on it, so I can't show you things up close and personal. So yeah, thanks anybody that's watched, and I'll see you next time with whatever I decide to make next.